Nicola Pashinyan. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Dear colleagues, dear forum participants, first of all, I would like to thank Kazakhstan for organizing the forum, which has become an effective platform for discussing digitalization issues and prospects for digital development. For the Republic of Armenia, the development of the digital economy has been and remains one of the biggest priorities. The turnover in the IT sector of the Republic of Armenia in 2022 increased by more than 50%, and the share of the information technology and communications sector in Armenia's GDP is consistently growing. For our part, we provide sectoral state support to IT business. Last year, more than 1,000 startups received significant tax breaks. At the same time, we deem it important to consider the establishment of a single digital space within the Eurasian integration. In this context, I would like to note the relevance and high demand for the tools of the interstate information exchange system, the creation and development of digital projects with an integration effect. One of the foundations of the Union's digital agenda should be the widespread use of the regulatory sandbox regime. Thanks to the use of special legal regimes of regulatory sandboxes, the terms for implementing digital transformation projects will be reduced, and the quality of the submitted projects will increase, which in turn will accelerate the launch of digital projects of a pan-Eurasian scale. At the same time, it is important to note that when forming a single digital space, one must not forget about building an integrated information data protection system. In this context, we believe the acceleration of work on the conclusion of an international agreement on data circulation to be particularly relevant. Colleagues, after our meeting at the forum in Almaty in 2021, our government adopted a 5-year digitalization strategy for Armenia, which determined the main directions for the digital economy and innovative development of the country. I would like to note that before the adoption of the strategic document, we already had an extensive experience in the development of digital services, but the strategy will ensure the creation of a consolidated digital ecosystem in the country. The main goals are: first, ensuring efficient and effective public administration based on the maximum use of data from information systems and big data. Improving the efficiency and modernizing the private sector of the economy through the development of platforms and digital services. Third, supporting the development of digital skills and abilities for the general population. At the same time, all three directions are interconnected and are complementary. The events of recent years have shown that modern challenges can instantly alter our regular lives in an unpleasant way if joint and timely measures are not taken. Obviously, there is practically no country capable of facing global challenges alone. This was clearly evidenced, for example, by the COVID-19 pandemic. We all faced the same challenges, and we had to work together in order to overcome the consequences of the lockdown and the pandemic itself. We have begun to use digital mechanisms more widely and deeper to overcome both the consequences of the pandemic and possible crises of a similar nature in the future. In this regard, I would like to note that international and regional cooperation is one of the critical tools in achieving the goals of Armenia's sustainable digital development. The government of Armenia interacts at the interstate level, actively cooperates with the private sector and international organizations to find new digital solutions. One of such solutions for the Eurasian Economic Union was the mobile application made by Digital Initiatives Fund of the Eurasian Development Bank called Traveling COVID-19 Free. It ensured the restoration of a free movement of citizens between our countries. 5 million tests uploaded to the app means 5 million trips. It's indeed a huge number. The application launched thanks to the active support of the governments of the Russian Federation and the Republic of Armenia. They launched a pilot, which has become a full-fledged project involving 9 countries. In my opinion, despite the slowdown of the pandemic and the restoration of free movement, traveling COVID-19 free creates a good foundation for the development of cross-border digital medicine, healthcare, the exchange of information and digitalization of medical records in accordance with national requirements and with full protection of personal data. I propose to start discussing the prospects of using this application as a tool of epidemiological shield right now and a trust mechanism in transferring medically significant information. Dear participants of the forum, today I would like to draw our attention to another relevant digital tool that allows citizens, businesses, and government agencies of the EAEU countries to interact when organizing labor activities in our countries. We are talking about the digital platform Jobs in the EAEU, developed by the Digital Initiatives Fund as part of the implementation of the idea of Mikhail Mishustin. The Russian segment of Jobs in the EAEU began its work in 2022, and I want to inform you that today the first full version of the national segment of the Republic of Armenia is also available in the app. App users can already find vacancies, they can respond to them, use such services as assistance, frequently asked questions, they can get acquainted with regulatory information, find departments of authorized bodies, contact information, and so on. Also, in the Armenian national segment of the Jobs in the EAEU, the main existing state digital services are already available, such as a single e-request portal, which provides not only the opportunity for individuals and legal entities to send requests to more than 200 government agencies and subordinate organizations of Armenia, but also monitor the progress of the request and getting a response. Within Armenia, about 60,000 users have already used this service, and the total number of applications and requests has exceeded 300,000. The next digital service integrated into Jobs in the EU app is workpermit.am, which provides work and residence permits in Armenia. The entire process takes place based on a single request submitted to the online platform. The digital tool ensures the coordinated interaction of the 5 government agencies involved in this process. Also, using the digital service, you can get a free card that certifies the legality of residence in the Republic of Armenia based on an employment contract for citizens of the EAEU countries and their families. The platform will be from time to time supplemented with other public and commercial services. At the same time, I would like to note that our national segment takes into account the peculiarities of our market and is not a copy of the Russian segment. Thus, we are developing the platform Jobs in the EAEU with a new added value. Armenia and Russia were the first participants in traveling COVID-19 free and Jobs in the EAEU. Our connection shows the effectiveness of interactions and the cumulative effect of integrating the benefits of national services. We support the proposal of the Russian government to join the project to create national segments and support the attraction of highly qualified personnel for the benefit of the growth of our national economies and the economies of the EAEU as a whole. Thank you.